How is everybody doing? It has been a long time since I've made a video, and that is because I've had a bunch of shit going on. Um, in fact, too much. So much that I almost did the dumb shit and took my life. But everything's okay. I'm here. Um, not everything's okay, but it will be. But that's not why I'm recording this now. Um, I went to the protest in Orlando, downtown Orlando, Florida, last night, and we started about 6 o'clock, I believe, and we were peaceful. There were a couple people that weren't so peaceful and that were trying to be, um, agitators and get in the cops' face and, this, that, and this and that. But we were able to, shut that down. There were people that were making lines in front of the cops saying, don't fucking agitate them, don't provoke them, stay out of their face because they're looking for a reason. They're looking for a reason. You can just drop your water bottle and it might hit their foot. They're looking for a reason. And because of the events that unfolded last night, and the fact that I saw it firsthand, that we're standing there. They told us, "Hey, curfew's 10 o'clock, so you guys gotta get the fuck out of here. You gotta go home, or you'll be subject to arrest." Okay, so it hits about 9:40. People, we're trying to make our way down the road, trying to get the fuck out of here, and about they had every street around City Hall blocked off except for one. So the people that were around me, because I went by myself, people that were around me, they were kind of just like, "How do we get out? They have us blocked in. What do we do? What do we do?" Because if you have upwards of 70 plus fucking cops in riot gear, and then you have 40 more cops behind them just chilling on bikes and fucking sitting there with riot helmets on, and then you have 20 cruisers behind each of them, that's intimidating and it's fucking terrifying. And their goal was to stop us from protesting and to get us to go home. However, if we did not go home, then uh, I guess we were subject to arrest, or I guess that meant that they'd be able to put their hands on us. But ultimately, what happened is I did get some really good footage on my Snapchat. My old Snapchat I don't have access to right now. My new one is Lotus Wolf, I think. Well, whatever. We'll get to that later. But what happened, which I thought was shady, is me and this big group of people, we started walking out of the area trying to leave, and about 9:50, the stormtroopers come out and they start marching towards us. So we keep going. I did see a bottle of water be flung, but I don't think it hit anybody. In fact, I saw another protester like smack that shit out of the air like Matumbo, and they were just like, "Keep it peaceful so we can all get out of here." And and then about 9:58, 9:58 p.m., 2 minutes before 10 o'clock curfew, um, all you hear is tss, and the sound of boots, and they started storming our asses. So I turned around and started running, started booking it. This girl tripped in front of me, and I tripped over her, smashed my whole phone up. So if my audio and shit is fucked up, I apologize. There's nothing I can really do about that right now. Um, but it's so eye opening to see how militarized their approach was to people that are doing nothing more than sitting down and saying chants. You know what I mean? Like we weren't doing anything else, we weren't harming anybody, and if you looked like you were protesting, they were targeting your ass. But then at the same time, I'm trying to get home and I'm ducking and dodging and hitting all these little routes and fucking trying to shed this off and get this off and make sure none of the wind switches the tear gas in my eyes. There's people out walking their dogs right by the cops. There's people out fucking grabbing drinks. There's people sitting in front of restaurants chilling. But they're not being targeted, but it's curfew. Which makes me think this curfew is literally only for protesters. It's to silence us. And tonight, what's crazy is they changed the curfew only in downtown Orlando, specifically in the spots of Lake Eola and City Hall. So the places where we've been protesting the most, they changed that curfew to 8 p.m. So I was out there with a friend today. I wasn't by myself this time, and um, we're walking around and she's enjoying it. There was one person that I don't really know how to explain it. It didn't upset me at first because they stopped to talk to an officer, but what did upset me is that this person talked the whole time and talked over other people that were trying to address the officer. And what also upsetted me was the fact that, why the fuck are we stopping to talk to a cop? Like, officer, I don't even give a fuck about their name. It doesn't matter who they are. Why are we stopping to talk to a cop so you can get famous on TV? Why are we doing any of that? When we need to be fucking talking to our city officials. There shouldn't be a line of fucking riot geared police at City Hall waiting to beat our ass. And then as soon as we all corral into that little fucking step up, then they all want to block us in. And as soon as they block us in, tell us to start leaving. That shouldn't be happening. It needs to be our city officials need to ask us what the fuck they can do so that we can stop protesting, so that we have nothing to protest about. Because this double standard, this triple standard, I'm over it. And it doesn't matter where you go in America, it doesn't matter where you go in the world, there's always fucking something. So I guess what I'm learning right now is, like, thanks share that George Floyd, his murderer and the accomplices are being charged, and hopefully they get convicted properly and actually serve time and it's not dismissed, because being arrested is not an issue. Getting a charge is not an issue. It's when it comes to the convictions. It's when it comes to, is that motherfucker going to be able to go home and hang out with his kids or whoever, when another man is now never going to be able to see his daughter grow up. You know what I mean? So where are city fucking officials? I'm calling y'all out. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where are these cops all over CNN that are like, we'll walk with y'all? Where the fuck are they? Because they're not in Orlando. I'll tell you that right now. They are not in Orlando. Not with us. And where are my Black Lives Matter people when there was a trans man killed, Tony McFucking Dade. I'm sorry, that's not his name. Tony McDade. Tony McDade was killed, I believe, on the 28th of last month by a Tallahassee officer. He was shot in the back 5 fucking times. But it wasn't really reported because he was a black trans man. And not only was it not reported heavily, but he was also misgendered constantly. And then instead of talking about, another fatal shooting, they decided to talk about how, oh, he looked butch, but the neighbor said they use male pronouns and female pronouns. Why is that important? You know, especially if he did use male pronouns, then why are you not addressing him with those male pronouns? That's what I don't understand. That's what drives me fucking mad. So, I mean, for y'all that have actually sat here and watched this whole thing of me ranting, I appreciate it. For those that stopped early, it is what it is. But I'm at the point where, it's not about white or black. It's not just about being white or black. It's about complacency, because there's plenty of fucking complacent black people. You know what I mean? When there's black trans women getting their fucking ass whooped, or black trans women being fucking murdered by the same niggas in their goddamn DMs, where the fuck are y'all saying Black Lives Matter? Where are y'all? Hmm? Where are these fucking other people saying all lives matter? What about my fucking life? I'm a black trans man, and every fucking time, no matter what I do, I gotta make sure I don't walk with my hands in my pockets when I go in any store. I make sure if I have a backpack that I keep my hands up around my straps of my backpack so they don't think I'm stealing anything. Or I gotta leave it at the counter, which they only ask people of color that, sadly, or black or white folks that look broke. So I mean, with all these protests and shit, what do y'all expect to change in Orlando? Because it started over George Floyd, and now we're saying Breonna Taylor, and now we're saying Ahmaud. I believe his last name's Arbery. I'm not sure. I don't know how to pronounce that one exactly, but this is this is the thing. We start rioting, we start protesting, we start doing all this shit, and then they're like, the cop's been arrested. Okay, everybody, calm down. The cop's been arrested. Everything's fine now. But it's not fine. It's not fine at all because you guys aren't taking care of the issue. What needs to be happening is fucking cops all over America need to be retrained. They need to be reevaluated every year or whatever. They need to have new psych evals. They need to have a fucking stricter way to become a fucking cops instead of taking an 8-week course. Because I could take an 8-week course to be a doctor. That don't make me no fucking doctor. But I could cut people open because I took this 8-week course. You see what I mean? I don't know. What do y'all think? I mean, if you're down with it, like and subscribe. If you're not down with it, eat a fat dick. This is your boy. And welcome back to Trans on the Verge. Whoop whoop.